Let's be real. If most people had to drive these roads even once, they'd quit by lunch. But American truckers, they face them every single day. From roads where a single mistake can send an 18-wheeler tumbling 600 feet down a cliff, to highways where negative 40-degree wind chills freeze diesel fuel in minutes. These are the highways that shouldn't even exist. So, what kind of person stares death in the face, shifts into low gear, and keeps driving? Today, we're diving into the deadliest roads in America and how the truckers who keep our country running survive them. Spoiler, it's not luck. It's skill, toughness, and gear you probably didn't even know existed. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at a truck on the road the same way again. Let's start with the worst of the worst. These highways have earned their reputation through decades of wrecks, extreme weather, and absolute chaos. I-80 in Wyoming, aka America's icebox. This stretch is a trucker's nightmare. Whiteout blizzards roll in without warning, turning the road into an invisible skating rink. Multi-truck pileups are so common, they barely make local news anymore. Highway 550 in Colorado, known as the $1 Million Highway, is more like the $1 Million Risk. There are no guardrails, just 2 lanes, 1,000-foot cliffs, and tight switchbacks that leave zero room for error. One slip and you're done. Now brace yourself for the Dalton Highway in Alaska, 414 miles of isolated frozen nothingness. No cell service, no gas stations, and no mercy. It's just you, your truck, and the possibility that the weather might literally kill you. Then there's I-10 in Arizona, where 80 miles per hour crosswinds flip trailers like pancakes, and sandstorms can block out the sun in seconds. And finally, the infamous Tail of the Dragon, US Route 129, 318 curves in just 11 miles. It's a favorite for motorcyclists, but for truckers, it's pure stress. One missed curve and you're hugging a tree. Let's be clear, truckers aren't just fighting gravity or tight roads, they're going head-to-head with nature itself. Imagine hauling 40 tons through a sudden blizzard, where snow buries road signs and black ice forms under your tires. Even the most advanced trucks, with ABS, traction control, and sensors, can't always save you. Now picture driving in Arizona and a flash flood hits out of nowhere. Within minutes, a dry canyon becomes a raging river, and your 18-wheeler, basically a 40,000-pound paper boat. Or how about rock slides on mountain passes, where boulders the size of cars crash down without warning? One driver was crushed near Highway 50 in Colorado, and rescuers couldn't even reach the scene for hours. And don't forget fog zones where visibility drops to 5 feet, and you're still doing 60 miles per hour because there's nowhere to pull over. Then there's hurricane season in the south, and that's where truckers are often the last to evacuate because they're still out there delivering emergency supplies. So how do they make it through this madness? It starts with gear. Serious gear. Truckers don't just rely on GPS, they use CB radios and satellite phones, because when cell towers go down, it's their only lifeline. In the cab, you'll find emergency rations, wool blankets, fuel cans, and portable heaters. Basically a survival kit on wheels. Tire chains and snow socks are critical in icy zones. Sometimes they're the only reason a truck can move uphill. You'll also see dash cams for safety and for proof when something goes wrong. Some truckers even carry spare coolant, antifreeze, and winter-grade wiper blades because standard gear just doesn't cut it in sub-zero conditions. In short, every trucker is part driver, part prepper, part superhero. Want to know how serious it gets? Meet Dave, a Wyoming driver who got caught in a storm on I-80. For 36 hours, he was snowed in with no food except a half-empty sleeve of crackers. He burned almost all his fuel just to keep the cab warm, and survived only because another trucker found him. Then there's Tamika, a solo driver on the Dalton Highway who blew a tire in the middle of nowhere in minus 40 degrees. She had to change it herself in total darkness with the wind cutting through 4 layers of clothing. And how about Rick in Colorado, who rounded a bend just seconds before a boulder the size of a minivan crushed the road behind him? These aren't Hollywood stories, this is real life for America's truckers. Driving these roads isn't about pressing the gas and hoping for the best. Truckers use techniques you probably never learned in driver's ed. Feathering the brakes, lightly tapping instead of pressing hard, prevents skids on icy roads. In steep mountain descents, they use constant low gear, letting engine compression slow them down instead of burning out their brakes. Then there's reading the wind, watching how their trailer reacts to gusts, so they can adjust speed and lane position before disaster strikes. And here's a golden rule: no cruise control in bad weather. Ever, it makes trucks lose control faster than you can say jackknife. Oh, and spotting black ice? Experienced drivers know the road shines slightly differently when it's frozen. That's the kind of instinct that saves lives. But it's not just the road trying to kill them, it's fatigue. Most truckers run on tight delivery schedules. Some are behind the wheel for 11 hours straight, legally. Others admit to breaking the rules just to meet deadlines. Sleep deprivation can get so bad, drivers hallucinate. One guy saw dancing cows on I-25. Another mistook headlights for UFOs. The government has strict hours of service rules, but many drivers feel forced to push the limits or risk losing loads, money, and jobs. This job, it's a mental game just as much as a physical one. When your car breaks down, you call, When a truck breaks down 200 miles from help, you pull over and pray you pack tools. Diesel engines can freeze solid in Alaskan temperatures, and that's just the beginning. Losing air brake pressure on a downhill slope is a recipe for disaster, especially if your trailer is 40 tons heavy. Tire blowouts at 70 miles per hour, that's a daily risk, so truckers carry compressors, spare hoses, toolkits, and sometimes even welding equipment. They're not just drivers, they're full-blown roadside mechanics. So after all this, why do they keep doing it? Some truckers earn up to $120,000 a year for these dangerous routes. But it's more than the money. They take pride in their work, knowing they're moving America forward, one terrifying highway at a time. There's a brotherhood too. Truckers look out for each other, share tips on bad weather ahead, and stop to help when no one else will. And for many, the road is home. The challenge, the views, the freedom, it's in their blood. So the next time you pass a semi on the highway, don't just speed past. That driver might have just crossed a frozen mountain pass, dodged a rock slide, or battled a windstorm to deliver your groceries, your gas, or even your Amazon Prime package. If you found this video wild, crazy, or just plain eye-opening, smash that like button, subscribe for more insane trucking stories, and drop a comment below. Which of these highways would you never dare to drive? Until next time, stay safe out there.